Good evening. Oh, let me take it off. I don't know what's going on right there. Good evening, gentlemen. I'm glad y'all could be in the building tonight, man. I got all kind of shit going on at the moment. Oh man, it's crazy. First of all, I want to give a shout out to the brothers of the Men First movement. I'm glad y'all could be in here. I must mention you all by name. Antone Brown, man, salute. How you doing tonight, brother? You got a wrench. You are part of the wrench gang. And it's good to see you in the building. Brother Abdullah, goddamn, man. You get a wrench as well. Triple masterpiece. Roger Connor, man. What's going on, man? Striving to be set apart, man. Striving, man. You earned your wrench. You really did. Eric Sunk Fact. I know I'll be butchering y'all names, man, but y'all have to forgive me for that, man. Salute to you, my brother. Ready for this good Sunday sermon. Absolutely. Brother Kibro, RIPX. Salute to you, man. Sean Gambino, man. Good to see you in the building. Salute to the Salute Realist. Salute to you, my brother. Young Jay with the first super chat of the night that says, salute GMB, let's cook them. Hashtag men first. Salute. That's what we going to, you already know what it is. My brother Alex Jackson is in the building as always. The Wrench Gang is in here heavily tonight. Salute to you, my brother. Got a few other brothers in here. My brother Cool Gent. Cool Gent is in the building, man. Y'all go subscribe to Cool Gent. I am a subscriber as well. I am always a subscriber to genuine content. Absolutely. Jonathan Castor, salute to you, my brother. Goddamn, I need to put on my fucking glasses. You know I am with the small words, man. Y'all have to forgive me. Getting a little long in the tooth, is what old people would say. Uh, Florida King, man. Yo, what's good, man? Salute to you, my brother. Corey Robinson, man. What's happening, man? D Champ, salute to you, my brother. Brother Kenny Conjo, as always, supporting these male spaces, man. Salute to my brother Kenny. The homie Brandon, man. Salute to you, as well, my brother. Hashtag men first. Stay balanced. Stay balanced, man. Stay balanced should have a wrench as well. Yeah, I told y'all I was gonna start being generous with these wrenches, man. Especially for you, for those who have supported King Maverick. Salute to you, my brother, man. Respect to the entire Mod Squad. Salute to you as well, my brother. Brother Kenny, King Terry is in the building. Incredible TOP. TOP, no, I love to fuck with him on IG. And if you have an Instagram, I will definitely endorse subscribing to his channel. Okay, subscribing to his channel. Not only that, but subscribing to his Instagram as well. Very red pilled, daily red pilled things that you brother. K Hoffman, salute to you, my brother. My brother James Porter in the building. King of Self with the 15-piece hashtag men first. Absolutely, man. Goddamn Orange Juice Jones with doubling up, coming back with the 20-piece. I appreciate you, my brother. What's good, GMB? What's good to you, my brother Orange Juice? I saw you and him. Okay, then, yeah, that's how we go. Big Rich in this motherfucker, man. Rain, man, salute to you. Third War, Columbia, man, salute to you, my brother. Glad you could be in the building. Caller Jabbar, salute to you, my brother, with the 5-piece, man. I appreciate you for being in the building as well. Red sings the blues. If y'all haven't subscribed to Red, y'all should go over there and do y'all motherfucking thing. I support the real, striving with the 20-piece. And he leaves no words. We can also assume that is hashtag men first. And everyone else who was in the building as well. Brother Kenny dropping this 7-piece. Today is no different, brethren. GMB, salute on behalf of the fourth quarter. Talk to him. So I can take that shit off now. So I'm not going to do a whole lot of reading. Many of you who are listening to me right now know that this channel is pro-truth. It's no different from any other day. This is the unscripted truth. James Porter, the 10-piece. We're the men first hoodie. Cola. Hey, bro, I'm going to tell you something. We are coming with, I already have the men first t-shirts with the grown man business as the logo states. It'll just be the logo. It won't be no images or anything, but those are exclusive in V-neck. Most of you know that I'm a fan of V-neck t-shirts. V-neck t-shirts are, pretty much what exemplifies masculinity. It doesn't matter what anything like that. It's just basically, you know what I'm saying? It's just something about that V and that cut at the top of that chest. It don't matter. That's just me. But at the end of the day, tonight I'm wearing a hoodie, and that is something I will take into consideration, man. I'll actually come with the hoodies, man. If that's what y'all want, man, I will, bro. Real talk. And for my opening monologue, man, I actually want to talk to you guys about they are always watching. Now, a lot of you will view this as I am talking about women are always watching, in which they are. For many brothers, they don't realize how people are always watching them. You don't realize who you are influencing along your journey. It may be the kid that's on the corner all the time, or the kid that's riding his bike down the street, the one that's playing in the park, and you come out there and play pickup ball with him. You know what I'm saying? You never know who you are influencing or inspiring. And this is the type of shit that will reach into adulthood. Yes, as men, we will always seek to find inspiration from other people. I don't endorse being influenced and inspired by uh, the industry or the media, but actually someone who is on ground level, someone who relates to everything that you're going through as a man. It could be Uncle Willie Earl. It could be Mr. Jesse that worked with the power company for 40 years and he's retired and he's living a decent life. You know, he got a camper trailer and all this extra shit, a hun camp. It could be Mr. Eugene, who worked with the railroad all of his life and is able to kick back and enjoy the spoils of his hard labor. This is why I get back to telling you brothers that, you know, money, financial stability doesn't define you as a man. If you stand on your masculine principles, if you are the man that the Most High designed you to be, you will acquire and attain everything that you seek to attain. Unfortunately, in these days and times, a lot of brothers let their value be dictated and determined to them by females. They actually let their value be dictated to them by other men, other content creators within this space. That is no different than being conditioned by the single mother that you were raised by. It isn't any different than being conditioned by social media or reality TV. We talk about the modern liberal strag and how she has been conditioned to be a whore. But we rarely talk about how men are conditioned to be simps, how they are conditioned to the point that their value is attached to what type of job they work. Your value is always attached to your principles as a man, your morals, your standards, your character, your values. This is what defines you as a man. And when I talk about this, unfortunately, a lot of people consider me a hater. See, let me dial it back a little bit. And let me give a shout out to the super chats, man. I'm getting too deep right here. Give a shout out to the brother Matthew Carter with the 5-piece. See, when the liberal strag sees a man that talks about female nature and the accountability that comes with being a man, with the accountability that women should hold themselves accountable for, the standard that they should hold themselves accountable for, they will often talk about the non-select male. And when don't get it twisted, brothers. When these women talk about the non-select male, they are talking about the short guy, the chubby guy, the fat guy, and all this other bullshit. But see, money is the great equalizer. It's the great neutralizer with these broads. They're not sexually attracted to you, but they are attracted to your resources. So when myself, come and present these type of facts to a lot of brothers, a lot of these hoes can't say nothing. You know, I'm, I am not the most attractive man in the world, but at the end of the day, these bitches can't say nothing to me. I am productive. I have built the family infrastructure that will carry for generations to come. And I am what, 6'2.5", damn near 6'3". I work out. I am one of those over $150,000 a year men. It still doesn't disqualify what I am telling you brothers though. I am all about male empowerment. If I were 5'2" and 190 pounds, I would still be the man that I am today. This is what I try to get you guys to understand, that it doesn't matter what race you are, how tall you are, what color you are. You should always be a man first. And what does that entail? And what does that entail? It starts with having the ability to, when you wake up in the morning, you wake up with a purpose. When you wake up in the morning, you already got dictated to yourself what you're going to do. Every morning I wake up, I am going to do 50 to 100 push-ups. I'm going to take a shower. I am going to brush my motherfucking teeth. I even have picked out what type of wife beater I will wear. You know, your undergarment. Some of them call it a wife beater. I call it a wife beater. Excuse me. And many of you do the same. I pick out if I'm going to wear a blue one, a black one, a white one. It doesn't matter. The thing is about it, this is a part of my structure. This is a part of my program. Every morning that I wake up with a purpose. I wake up to do something that is going to be productive and conducive to me building on myself. I've often talked about writing down everything that you seek to accomplish, everything that you want to do in life. And it starts small. Small goals beget bigger goals. Small goals is what is actually going to build your program. These are the things that are going to define you as a man, believe it or not. What type of standard you have developed for yourself as a man. Whether it's waking up in the morning, doing 50 to 100 push-ups, taking that shower, or is waking up, absorbing masculine content, needing that reassurance that you are on the right path. Unfortunately, a lot of brothers are easily influenced. They haven't built that strong mind frame within themselves. They're building their life on a house of cards. They're building their masculinity on a house of cards. See, the thing is about it, man, a lot of you still fall a victim to the shaming tactics, the shaming language. If you choose to deal with women, if you choose to have a family and procreate, in a lot of these spaces, you are shamed by being called a simp. If you're not attracted to women and you're not trying to build and have a life with women, who are you trying to build a life for? I'm just not talking about yourself, but ask yourself, if you're living by your natural design, then shouldn't you have a family structure? Shouldn't you be building on your DNA lineage? See, the thing is about it, what people don't like to talk about is that most black men love black women. But it's unfortunate that most of our women, and we've talked about this, are conditioned to be whores. Most brothers want to be a part of their children's lives. Most men want to have children. But unfortunately, when you come into these male spaces and you talk about having a family, you are already this preconceived notion that you're a simp. So all that you have built, everything that you have acquired and attained, you're gonna leave it for naught. You're gonna leave it to that worthless ass cousin or brother or sister to destroy after you're dead. All that hard work. You weren't able to put the game on your son or your daughter to make sure they take it to the next level. And then you come with this same delusion. I call it delusion because it's basically like the Strag. She has a delusion as well. When you're talking about uh, uh, this, I don't even know what's the word for it when you uh, put your seed in another person and they this making another child and with a woman and I can't think of the name of the shit. Y'all have to forgive me. But I'm just saying, that's all hogwash. Putting your seed in a woman and raising your child on your own, it's bullshit. It's there you go, Trey. A surrogate. You got men talking about having a surrogate. That shit is comical to me. Because at the end of the day, man, you are what you attract. Your standards will tell a female everything that she needs to know about you. I often bring up the disqualifying factors when it comes to women. If she is more concerned about her degree and her perception, she's trash. If she's over sexualizing herself, being very hypersexual on social media, adamant about being on social media all the time, she is trash. But they're in between, or they're on the back end. There are some who aspire to be wives. Granted, depending on your demographic, maybe not. You're not going to find a wife in Vegas. You're not going to find no wife on South Beach, Miami, who's taking a whore trip. You're not going to do it. It's like searching for a golden nugget in a pile of shit. But that at the end of the day, a lot of people are searching for the same things. And again, it brings me back to you never know who you are inspiring. I'm gonna give you some things about me, and tonight I will go into a personal note as far as me. Many of you who follow me on IG, I often get the question of how you could be, red pilled and alpha and be in a marriage and raise children. I am to the point now, out of 5 children, there's only 2 left, my 2 sons. My daughters are off to college, they're doing their motherfucking thing, and they're not whores. My oldest is 24, and she's still haven't brought me a child, grandchild into this world. And it's all a reflection of being able to come confide in her father. I'm not all in her business. I let her live her life, but she always reverts back to me and wants to talk to me and get my opinion on things. And a lot of decisions that she's choosing to make is out of respect. And I've noticed a trend in all of my daughters that they tend to seek out and deal with the same type of men that have resemblance of me. Either they're hardworking or they resemble something that I was several years ago. But I'm going to get into something that I was several years ago. Most of you who have been rocking with me understand that I come from very impoverished, humble and beginnings. I remember growing up in the neighborhood that I grew up in, that you had your dope boys, the motherfuckers that was on, that was doing their motherfucking thing, big boy balling. And you had some that were, you know, repeating the same cycle, thinking that they were on, but they really weren't. Especially when the real ones came around, when the motherfuckers that was really about that life were around, you would notice how they would, bitch up. You know, they would humble themselves. And this is the type of shit that I talk about when it comes to these type of YouTube spaces. A lot of people are coattailing people. I myself, I've been endorsed by bigger platforms, but I've never extended the olive branch to jump on there and run my fucking mouth and get credibility or uh, uh, build my platform. I've built my platform by being able to relate to people, relate to the everyday man, the everyday struggle. But like I said, it was one guy in particular, and I used to watch it. He was the one that was always on me, man. I mean, he knew my father very well. For many of you who already know, people call my father Cadillac. This is where I have the hood name of Fleetwood. But that's another story for another day. But my father worked in the same type of industry that I work in to this day. I idolized my father, but my father was completely by the book. He was completely about taking care of your family, holding yourself accountable for your decisions. He never was about selling dope and none of that bullshit. He drank occasionally. He was willy-nilly with the dick. I'm gonna be honest. But at the end of the day, in the hood that I grew up in, there was one guy in particular. He died on July 16th, 2018. He he was my inspiration. He was ex-military. He fought in the Vietnam War. He was an older guy, an older gentleman, around the age of my father. He and my father were very close, but they always kept their distance. They interact with each other under circumstances, depending on what kind of circumstances it was. But what people didn't realize is that he was about that life. Everyone knew that he was, out of all the people that were, with flip-flop paint and Cadillacs and, jewelry and all this other bullshit, everybody knew that he was the man. Everyone knew it. And he always took me under his wing for the simple fact of the respect that he had for my father. And I say about 8 years old, I always watched him. It got to the point where I emulated his moves. And for many of you realize when you're a bright-skinned guy with curly hair in the hood, it tends to be a little more difficult on you. But my father used to always say, out of respect he had a word for it. He said that boy got some dog in him. That's because the OGs seen the manhood in you. I had to fight for my respect. My dad had never wiped my motherfucking tears, never never fucking doctored me or anything. Unfortunately, these days it's considered toxic masculinity when you raise a boy to be a boy or a boy to be a man. But my dad used to always say, boy, you got a lot of dog in you. And his homeboy used to say the same thing. But I used to watch my father's friend just as much as I watched my father because my father was always working. Meanwhile, this guy, he was always around the pool hall. He was always around these different little areas where things were going on, but everyone knew that he was the man, and I watched him. And as I grew older, I started to emulate a lot of his behavior. I watched him check motherfuckers that owed him money. Never wore a gold chain, never wore a gold watch, never drove the fanciest car, never done any of that shit because he was about what his purpose was. He was about getting his bread and going home every night. He is the only person I ever seen retire from the dope game. He wasn't flashy. He was never the loudest person in the room, but I watched him. He never knew that I watched him through my teenage years, up until the point when I was in a junior in high school. I was driving a BMW. Even my father couldn't even deny that. I emulated and patterned myself off of this man. Although he wasn't my father, he was a friend of my father's. The way that he carried himself, I was immediately drawn into that. And this is something that a lot of men are not drawn into these days. Granted, many of you see what I show you on IG. Many of you see that a lot of brothers are being emasculated, deprived of masculinity, because no one has a code anymore. This shit actually reflects the male spaces that we have. No one has a code. You can tell the people that are disingenuous with their message by the way that they present themselves, the way that they talk. There is no way in hell I can sit up here for 3 and 4 hours and talk to you on a live stream and be focused on my purpose unless this is all that I had. Everything that I come here and give you, brothers, is from a place of genuine sincerity. This is my passion. This is a part of my purpose. I'm not here to hustle anybody. If you drop a super chat, that's all well and good. If you don't give me an iron dime, I will still have the same message of teaching brothers where they need to be in life and actually adopting the masculine principles. I've spoken before how many of you don't even realize until you're of age that you are actually behaving like your mother. You're over emotional. You're very argumentative and combative. If someone says something that you don't agree with, your first response is to be, very vulgar. You want to argue with this person. I'm not going to argue with anyone. I'm going to simply state my case, and then from there on out, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, man, you have to ask yourself, what exactly is going on in these spaces? Jay Canella. with the 50 piece. I salute you, my brother. Hashtag men first. And like I've said before, it is very humbling that you guys come to this sector and come to these spaces and spaces like mine and donate your hard-earned bread. I will only hope that you take the information that I give you, the things that I talk about, and apply it to your life. Everyone wants to present themselves like they're some fucking robot, like they're incapable of doing any wrong, like you don't have fucking problems. It doesn't matter if you're dealing with women. It doesn't matter if you're dealing with baby mama drama. We all have problems. Everyone wants to seem like they're this perfectionist, like they don't have issues, daily issues, like they don't have problems garnering motivation for themselves. I am not the most physically fit motherfucker. I work out, I hit the gym religiously, but everyone isn't built from that cloth. You can't expect people to eat healthy and do all this extra shit, because at the end of the day, a lot of these people are telling you this shit because they, in order to gain attention and approval from a woman, gain attention and approval from some worthless drag that doesn't mean that it isn't worth 2 wooden nickels. They're telling you to go get a degree, go make $150,000 a year, $200,000 a year to garner attention from a worthless bitch who has over $150,000 to $200,000, $300,000 in student loan debt. A woman who doesn't respect masculinity whatsoever. 757 prime time with the 10 piece, man. I salute you, brother. Showing support, man. I appreciate that. Get Jay back up here, man, with the 50 piece, man. I ain't gonna leave you hanging, bro. It's to the point that there is deception being taught in male spaces. You know the man that you are designed to be. Anytime you're doing some fuck shit, you're gonna feel some type of way. It is genetically imprinted into your programming, into your DNA. You know the type of man that you should be. And you know it is not the type of man that's leaving hearts and comments under some worthless bitch's picture or being in a worthless bitch's inbox. You know when you're following your motherfucking purpose that can't nobody tell you shit. You're confident within yourself. You would rather jack your fucking dick than deal with a fat, lazy, nothing ass bitch who is willing to give you the pussy, open her legs up. You know what is true power? When you can walk away from a bitch, or you can turn a bitch down, even a bad, what they call a quote unquote bad bitch. That's when you know that you have power. You have discipline. You have self-control. Those are all masculine traits. Unfortunately, when you talk about these things, you're considered toxic. And we have to ask ourselves, why is the truth considered toxic? It brings me back to my point of tonight, is that, they're always watching. Someone is always watching you. You. Yes, you. The guy that has 150 followers on Instagram. The guy that has 300 friends on Facebook. People are all, especially women. You know why? Because most women are scouting out new talent, no different from the scouting combines of the NBA draft or the NFL draft. They're looking for new talent to uh, scout out to be a part of their team of resources. And many of you who haven't dealt with women exclusively, and many of you have the scarcity mind frame, these women will use and manipulate you. These bitches on IG always looking for that blue check. That blue check represents value for them. Meanwhile, many of these guys doesn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. And a lot of the times these women realize this after the fact. I've told you guys before, there is no substitute for true masculinity. And many of you need to realize exactly what's going on. Women will say that masculinity is toxic, and in the same breath, consider it hate speech when you start to call them out for their bullshit. I have to ask you all something. Why is it that men that always talk about masculinity in these spaces, men who actually talk about being the best version of yourselves, is always alienated? They're demonized. It's crazy because a lot of them, when they talk about being a man's man, then all of a sudden you hear about their past. You hear about their reputation with women. You hear about, all kind of stupid ass shit. You remember that live stream where a person walked in on them and yeah. Now, that's not a here nor there, but they're always under attack. Meanwhile, the obvious effeminate male, although can carefully articulate their points, is glorified. This shows you exactly where masculinity is going in these male spaces. I am like Killmonger before he threw T'Challa off the side of the cliff. Is this your king? Someone who is clearly effeminized. But men are considered haters for speaking about this shit. But meanwhile, men who talk about being real men are, they come for them. They talk about them. They always bringing up bullshit about them. I'm not here to judge, but I mean, at the end of the motherfucking day, I would rather follow a man who has a blueprint of talking about masculinity and men becoming the best version of themselves, not prioritizing sex and women. I would rather listen to this person's content than a motherfucker who sits up with two hands and sip their shit out of a straw. No matter your talking point, no matter what game, life is not a motherfucking game. I don't need game. I need encouragement. I need someone to tell me what real purpose is. Everything seems to tend to boil back to a motherfucking female. What a woman wants. Always talking about what women want, what women are doing. What does that say about you as a man? When your entire fiber of your being on this platform is talking about what women want, what you can do to pull a motherfucking female, a bitch that isn't worth 2 wooden nickels. Ask yourself this shit, man. It makes you weak. It does. When your entire fiber and your conditioning is to wonder and concern yourself or conform yourself to what women want, it makes you weak. This is why I talk about on Instagram, when you're following a bitch, that means the bitch is leading. Back to this, man. They got some shit that's out now because many of you are so oblivious to female nature. Women have some shit going on behind closed doors. I told you guys about on the social media groups, the Facebook groups that these women be starting and exposing you niggas, you know, how they're using you for dinner dates and using you to pay their rent and light bill. And even if you get a bitch $50, you're like, oh, ain't shit, $50 ain't shit. And the bitch using you, she using 6 other motherfuckers. It's a whole fucking page and groups that's geared toward exposing and talking about you niggas. And you wonder why bitches ain't in your inbox. They talking about you, clown. But my niece exposed something to me that was actually very new to me. You know, when I'm at a gas station or I'm leaving the grocery store, or I'm walking, you know, doing my own thing, I always get people honking at me. And granted, where I live at, I am a fairly popular guy. A lot of people know me. I never, you know, paid it any attention. When people honk at me, I just throw up the hand and go on about my business. But they have some shit called honk at a hunk. Honk at a hunk. This is where when bitches see you and they're attracted to you, they blow their horn. I always wondered, I was like, God damn, what? I don't be knowing these people, they blow. But see, that is what it is. And it boiled me back to my oldest daughter always saying her young friends always be attracted to you, daddy. And I be telling my friends all the time, they be like, girl, your daddy fine. Your dad, zaddy. And then my daughter always tell them, bitch, don't get beat up fucking with my daddy, because my daughter don't play. My oldest don't play by me. Real talk. Me and her kind of butt heads a little bit because she is actually the female version of me, to be honest. We butt heads at a lot of different areas, but she's never disrespected me. So when people say that there's no good women out there, there's no good black women out there, it's quite the contrary, because I have raised adult black women. I reared them in my house. My oldest is 24. My next is finna be 21. And my baby girl, she's finna be 19, all in college. They doing their motherfucking thing. And they're not whores. I know that, and you can say, how can you be so sure? It's because I've raised them. They can't lie to me. They can't look. Anytime that they ever tried to lie to me, they always felt guilty and came back and told me the truth, even when they were, you know, young kids. This is the power of true masculinity. You can't be pro-black. I hate to use that term. God damn. And be anti-family. You can't be. Those things, they can't coincide. Granted, over 50% of black men don't have children, but at the end of the day, these are the type of things that can actually keep you from keep you avoiding these type of women. You know a real bitch when you see one. A lot of you brothers need to adopt the vetting process of vetting women. When you about your motherfucking business, you don't have the problem that a lot of brothers have. Many of the men that complain about women and female nature are simply dealing with the wrong type of bitch. Cat got your tongue now, huh? You found the bitch on social media showing her ass on Instagram, and you thought she was wifey material. You jumped in her inbox and she bit, and then she broke your heart. She played you. But now it's the bitch's fault. No, it's your fault. You put yourself in a position to be used. And this is what a lot of brothers do because they listen to the wrong type of information. Instead of building on their masculinity, they actually build on showing their resources. Oh, I got on Gucci, Gucci belt, Gucci loafers, Gucci hat. And you wonder why a bitch gonna play you. You are a show pony. You have stuff confidence, not self-confidence. And you wonder why you're getting used, why you're getting played. Many of you need to develop the ability to say no. That's a hard word for a lot of you brothers to say. No. It's hard for you to hit a bitch with the cold shoulder, not respond to a text, not answer her phone call. Even though you are in the middle of being busy doing something that you need to do for yourself, you always got to pick up that phone. You always got to answer to a bitch. Being completely oblivious to understanding what she contributes to you. In many cases, all she's giving you is conversation. But she loves to hit you with that cash out. She loves to hit you with the sob story. A lot of you don't realize what dry bagging is. Excuse me. Dry bagging is when a bitch come to you and say, I don't know how I'm going to pay my car note. I don't know how I'm going to pay my light bill. And you go, well, I can help you. I give you this. I give you this and this and this and this and that. And then when she play you, you turn around and bring it up. Well, I helped you when you was about to get your car repossessed. I helped you when you was about to get put out. No. I didn't ask you for that money. You gave it to me. That is dry begging. She's not asking you. She's just simply telling you her circumstances, and you willingly donate to her fucking cause. This is a problem with a lot of females today, and this is a lot of problems with the entitlements that you see going on this day. This is where a lot of these bitches get their entitlements from. There's always going to be a savior, whether he's in the friend zone or a motherfucker that smells the pussy once a month. I've told you guys how it's crazy to these days, to the point that you got motherfuckers that come over to a bitch house just to eat her pussy. And he'll break off some bread too. This is just how low we have stooped as men, that you will go over to a bitch house just to eat her out and she get a nut in hopes of getting that old washed up, worn out pussy. Many of you can't even find the spur tongue. Many of you can't find her clit because the pussy is folded out like a beat up mushroom. And you eating that. It is borderline homosexual, I tell you. Knowing that you go in there behind several different fucking men, you motherfuckers are disgusting. I got to tell it to you. I got to be honest with you. Going over to this bitch house just to eat her out. It's like eating feces. It's like eating another man's shit. But many of you don't want to hear that, because you wake up every day trying to get more money. You wake up every day going to work out. You wake up every day putting on your Sunday's best to impress some worthless bitch. Salute to my brother Ice Turner. Ice in the building. Fire and Ice, of course. The woman that you're interacting with is a mere reflection of your mind state, the state of your mind. Chaos or peacefulness. Y'all go subscribe to Ice Turner. For many of you who are in the building, you all already know Ice. And Ice don't cut no motherfucking corners. Salute to my brother Brown Hornet. Salute GMB. I am always late for the impromptu live streams. But hey, bro, I appreciate you for being here, brother Brown Hornet. Brown Hornet is a big supporter of black male spaces, especially those who are men first. I'm serious, man. So, like I said before, you got to understand that a lot of people rather see you down than up. This is why you can post on your Facebook stories or your Instagram stories and you get a lot of views. People are always viewing your stories. You could get 100 people, 200 people, 300 people. They're viewing your stories. But if you upload a picture, it only gets 7 likes, 10 likes, 20 likes, 30 likes. You have hundreds of people viewing your stories, but when you actually put up an image of something, it doesn't get nearly only a fraction of the views because people are always watching you. It is inherent that a lot of people like to see you fail. You think there are always more people at your funeral than your birthday party? It's because people would rather see you down than up. I want to show you guys something. Y'all already know how I do when I do these breakdowns and shit, man. I actually want to show you guys something, man. And this is what our country that we live in is geared toward. It is the destruction of masculinity. It is the destruction of male empowerment. I already told you guys how male empowerment and being strong black men is considered toxic. This is what we're geared to, gentlemen. And I hope that you all wake up and see this and realize that it is more important now than ever to not prioritize women. Because if you deal with the wrong type of female, if you deal with these feminist-minded females, they will actually come forth and suck the masculinity, not only out of you, but out of your household. They will actually suck the masculinity out of your children. Screen share. Screen share, motherfucker. That shit right there is a perfect example of what is being the agenda. This is exactly what our society is geared toward. This is what is being heavily promoted amongst black people. I told you all over a year ago that once you start accepting homosexuality as the norm, this is what they're going to shove down your throat. And no. That was the beginning of the agenda. Now they're going to come for your children. You think gay BCs is a coincidence? You think laying with the drag story time in these elementary schools is a coincidence? Absolutely not. These fucking sodomites, succubus, succubi, the Jezebel spirit that goes fluent within Hollywood elites. Think that shit is by chance? Do you think it's by chance that most black women inspire to be IG thoughts and reality TV stars? No. This is what they view black masculinity as. A complete role reversal. And many of you will talk about, you know, the welfare state and how black women traded uh, the black man for government subsistence and all this other bullshit. Man, you need to go and do your research. Black women have been doing this to black men since slavery time. I've told you about the tea sipping shit when they talk about sipping tea. Oh, sip this tea. History repeats itself. Black women would often sit on the porch of the slave master and sip tea and divulge the plans of the other slaves to escape. Been sold out. Why do you think most of them worship white zaddy? Why do you think most of them use their their Becky voice when white zaddy comes around in the workplace? Huh? This is nothing new. They full-fledged niggas when they're around you. Suck my dick, nigga. Fuck boy. Bitch. Fuck nigga. We got nigga. But then a white man comes around that exudes any kind of sense of power. They behave almost like a stray dog. Y'all don't pay it any attention to. And when I talk about this, I am the enemy. I hate black women. No, the truth is considered hate speech, but it is the truth. If it wasn't the truth, then many of you wouldn't witness this bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? This is what you guys need to realize, that many of these motherfuckers go and get those so-called college degrees, go into hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debt. They go buy the brand new Lexus or the new Mercedes, even though their credit is shit. They don't do that to impress other women, no. They don't do that to reel in a high value man. No, those hoes do that shit just to be in the presence of white zaddy. Y'all don't hear me. I'm pretty sure I'll piss a lot of y'all off, but you know, it is what it is. It boils me back to asking you, why is the effeminate male being promoted so much in these male spaces? I did the live streams talking about agents, but a lot of these guys are male agents. They're simply to tell you that you need to be this and you need to be that in order to get a woman to submit to you. And I am here to tell you that masculinity trumps all. When you are a man, when you are a man's man, you won't have a problem with women. This is why Puff Daddy's old lady was fucking the personal trainer. How many millionaires have a wife that was fucking the gardener or the motherfucker that was washing their cars? hands-on is actually a profound masculine trait. Being able to get in the trenches and get your hands dirty, that's man shit. That people like to call toxic. No, that's actually man shit. Why do you think these hoes be fucking with these motherfuckers? Shaq's wife. Shaq was one of the biggest stars in the world. She's fucked off $30 million of his money fucking with a degenerate male. I wonder why. Men's value has been reduced to their financial income. And that shit is not manly at all. That shit is actually feminine. You know what I'm saying? For real. Because now you are seeking the attention and approval of some worthless bitch that can't do anything for you other than spread her fucking legs. You want a bitch that has been on the carousel with several different men, and because she looks good and she got a fat ass, that means something? I've told you how you are spending Bentley prices. You're spending Lamborghini prices on a beat up Honda Accord. She has over 375,000 miles on that badge, but you are going to spend showroom floor prices on this bitch. Are you serious? Why? The bitch can't boil a fucking hot dog, and you are up here investing your time, your money, your efforts, and your resources into this bitch because you seen her on Instagram with a fat ass that was probably inflated by an air pump from a basketball pump. One of those old motherfuckers that you yeah. You know, or one of them step-on pumps, blowing it up, inflating it. These bitches getting bad surgery done to them. And why are they doing that? Because it knows that it controls a lot of these suckers' minds. A fat ass. The bitch has a 420 credit score. But because she has a fat ass, she feels entitled to your resources. She's made a history of terrible decisions, but she feels entitled to your resources. You're going to spend all your money looking out for a worthless, nothing ass bitch that can't even cook scrambled eggs. But you don't ask that of her. All you ask is that she lay on her back and gap her fucking legs. You see in the entertainment industry how they fucking recycle these old, worn up, washed up bitches. And you inspired to be that. A lot of these so-called rapper niggas that's using other men's name. Even living motherfuckers like Rick Ross. Free Ray Wicked was a real person. But you still will buy the music of a motherfucker that's using his name. Fake. They're frauds. And you still will listen to their music knowing that they're fake. This is what is going on in a lot of these spaces. You know that they're fake as a fucking $3 bill, but you listen to them. You take information from them. You try to apply their information that they're giving you to your life, but it's not working. No, it's not working. And you call them uncle. Uncle. No. These motherfuckers are your auntie. Yeah. Aunties. When you behave in the mannerism of a female, you are an auntie. When you cross your legs when you talk, when you roll your eyes and flick your fucking wrist, roll your fucking head and your eyes, you're feminine. And it's obvious. It's unfortunate that I am one of the few people that can bat this bullshit. I am one of the few people that actually call this shit out. Auntie. Yeah, Snoop is an auntie as well. I hate to bust your fucking bubble. Many of them are aunties. Uncle this, uncle that. You don't know these people personally. These people can't show you any work. All these people show you is failure. They shut up and run their fucking mouth. Show me where you are actually influencing people's lives. I'm gonna show you something. Y'all know how I do, man. And I'm not gonna toot my own motherfucking horn, but god damn it. I just want people to know when you in the right place. You understand what I'm saying? When you in the right place. Let's go. Where am I? I'm gonna show y'all something. What is that? Boom. Y'all see that? Yeah. Fingernail polish. Psh, you already know. See that right there? Gotta zoom in a little bit. See those brothers right there? See a lot of green hard hats right there, don't you? This is just my newest batch. Over 21 years I've been there. I've been doing the same shit. Training young men, not only about work, but about life. There is no one on this picture, on this photo that you see but before yourself that makes less than $100,000 a year. I teach masculinity to brothers that have been masculinity deprived, and it's been several. And all my 21 years has been my purpose. It has been my God's duty by the Most High bestowing upon me. I am here for a reason. And you see just how dirty I am. I get in the trenches. Respect is earned in the trenches from men. That's why it's important to show your motherfucking work. This is nothing new. I've been showing this shit for forever. You notice one thing about it? All of them are brothers. All of them are brothers. The two right there you see standing next to my right are ages 21 years old, both of them. I've trained guys who have superseded my position. And they tell you, be an entrepreneur is masculinity and all this bullshit. Man, someone has to be somewhere. Someone has to be something. If you're a plumber, you need to aspire to be the best plumbing motherfucker you ever gonna be in your life. My mentality is if I am going to shovel shit for the government, I am going to be the best shit shoveling, government shoving, shit shoving motherfucker in this planet. You understand me? Everyone wasn't designed the same. Everyone wasn't built to be the same. What are you doing to affect young black men's life? What are you doing to inspire brothers to understand that there is more out there to become? Huh? Are you going to sit up there and blame their motherfucking mamas all the time? Or are you going to get out there and tell them, brothers, you have been programmed differently. You have been conditioned to believe a lie. But look here, son. Come work with me. Let me show you something. And once you earn their respect in the trenches, they're going to listen to you. They're going to believe you. I ain't talking to no motherfucking worthless bitch. The modern liberal strand can't say more than fucking 3 sentences to me of relevancy. Because it's always going to be boiled back to some delusion or entitlement that society has conditioned them to believe, not me. I am men first. Do you hear me? Men first. So many brothers that we have to goddamn clean up the messes of a lot of these women. And I am up for the task. When I die and I lay in my casket with my hands folded over my chest. When a motherfucker look down on me, they can say that was a motherfucking man. I remember when he taught me this. I remember when he showed me this. There will be grown men who weep for me when I'm gone. That is purpose. People are always watching you, gentlemen. You don't know what type of effect you can have on a man's life, especially a young man who has been emasculated and masculinity deprived his whole life. These young bucks actually, goddamn, they respond quite well to true masculinity. I can show you several other pictures, even a few with some white guys on them. But I just wanted to show you this one. Let me get out of here. And y'all can see, you know, I always show my son, my boy. My son beat cancer. It was the reason that I cut my dreads off, because of my son. A lot of women don't let their sons get close to, a lot of women don't let their sons get close to their fathers because they're afraid that they will teach their sons about female nature. Women raise and groom their sons to know how to treat a woman, not how to become a man. Y'all don't hear me. It was the reason that I chose to stick it out and be a man to my children, to be a father to my children. Right now, as we speak, my wife is preparing a meal. She on this healthy shit now, but I'm pretty sure she'll be in here and show, uh, you know, her meal that she went online and she's trying to find different ways. My wife is always trying to find ways to appease me. I tell you, gentlemen, all the time, man, that dealing with a woman that hasn't had a strong male figure, a strong father in her life that raised her, she is disqualified. I try to show my work the best way I can. You see my wife is 40 years old. We are members of the 40/40 Club. It shows you where women could be when they're not whores. Women preserve their youth when they're not whores. Still beautiful. 5 children. I can show you bikini pictures and everything. You know what I'm saying? Women don't know their role as women because they're not being taught that. They're simply taught how to compete with a man. More pictures. These are the kids that were left. You see, even the dog is smiling. I told y'all about that. My children, man. Shit. I was actually trying to zip on that, but you know what I'm going. Y'all know where I'm trying to go with this shit. And anyway, I ain't gonna show too much else, but just, you know, at the end of the day, man, we all have a purpose. No one else can define our purpose. It's left up to you. What triggers you? What makes you a man? What drives you? You have to understand that a lot of people, whether you know it or not, are watching you. And many of these people are watching you for 2 reasons. They're watching you to see you can succeed so they can manipulate their way into your lives to use you, or others are simply watching you to see you fail. See, this is the thing that a lot of you need to realize. When people come into your life, and they are the type of people that have used and deceived you or manipulated you. This is include. I'm just not talking about women. I am talking about family members, everyone that has came into your life and wronged you at some point. You have to understand that a lot of these people want to see you fail. That way they can rationalize and justify the reason that they treated you so poorly. I often tell you guys that the greatest revenge is success. Always never stop focusing on your purpose as a man. Whether your purpose is to fucking hunt cattle in fucking shoe shit Iowa, or build a cabin in the woods in Tennessee. That is who you are. No one can dictate who you are but you. No one can dictate your value but you. Your definition of success doesn't necessarily mean it's going to equate to my definition of success. My definition of success is raising a strong family. I've raised my children. I got 2 left. And guess what? I am going to retire. Unfortunately, at some point, many of you may look at me as you did the late Patrice O'Neal. Many of you, your nephews and nieces or nephews or sons will come back and view this content at some point, and I'll be long gone. And then you will appreciate the things that I am trying to tell you as a man. No one dictates your value but you. No job, no currency. The only person that dictates your value is your principles as a man, your values, your morals, your standards. This is what defines you as a man, gentlemen. Not no fucking job working, wearing no fucking suit and tie. Oh shit, I'm missing people like a motherfucker. God damn. Bernard Riley. I shall do a show with you, my brother. Y'all know everybody over here know how I am with the going on people's platforms, man. But hey, bro, I'm a man of my word, and I will be there, preferably within the next 3 to 4 days, if you like. I will be there, and you already know who up in here too. The godfather of Black YouTube masculinity. The Men First movement is undoubtedly a direct reflection of the alpha sphere. It kind of gives me chills to see my brother getting the credit that he deserves, getting the recognition that he deserves, man. And I am genuine about that shit. I am sincere about this shit. I often tell you brothers, y'all heard me say this before. Book is one of the reasons that I am still doing this YouTube shit. Because I was about to give it up. Once the first channel got flagged down, I was done with it. And many of you brothers are already subscribed to Book of Alpharonomy. I strongly suggest that if you are not, you go do so. And tell them I sent you. The Men First movement is a direct reflection of the alpha sphere, man. And I salute you with the 50 piece, bro. He says, salute GMB, great show, my brother, peace check. I honestly believe that we are the last line of defense, man. There's not many brothers talking about men being men. Jill's Misk, man, with the 2-piece, man. I appreciate you, brother. He said, shout out from London. But yeah, man. I appreciate you all for coming through tonight, man. I really do. It's been a very humbling experience seeing you brothers donate your hard-earned money and come check me out. But I want you to understand something, man. Take a look in the mirror. You don't have to do it tonight. Do it in the morning. And after you take a look in that mirror in the morning and you see and you take a deep look into your eyes and you diagnose your shortcomings. The next thing I want you to do is take a notepad. It doesn't have to be something as big as this. It can be something as small as a little notepad. And I want you to take an ink pen. And I want you to start by writing the things that you're going to do for the rest of your day tomorrow. And when you write those things that you're going to do for tomorrow, on Tuesday, on Monday night, I want you to write the things that you're going to do Tuesday. And on Tuesday, I want you to write down that night what you're going to do for Wednesday. And on Wednesday night, I want you to write down what you're going to do Thursday. And on Thursday night, I want you to write down what you're going to do Friday. And on Friday, I want you to write down what you're going to do Saturday. I want you to build a healthy routine for your life. Do the things that you know you need to do for yourself, man. Because it starts and ends with you. Dealing with women is a direct, the way that women treat you is a direct reflection of who you are as a man. What you're trying to accomplish as a man. Fuck what a bitch talking about. Fuck what a bitch doing. When I talk about what these hoes doing, it's simply from a place of getting you guys. It's pretty much to shame you guys out of prioritizing sex and women. I'm serious. I'm genuine about where I come from. What I talk about is the part of my purpose, man. It is to get you guys in order. And if I could touch one or two of you guys, I've done the work of the Most High. I'm not here for to talk about other content creators and what they're doing and what they said. Oh, the great this and that said this and this and it's law. The only thing that is law is the words of the Most High. The words of real men. We live in a society that cares more about women's rights, even fucking animal rights, more than they care about the rights of men. This is why it's more important and vital than now more than ever that we protect ourselves. We must look out for each other. We must pull each other up instead of, hey, he's a simp because he chose to be in a relationship and the bitch played him. No. You take that brother and say, look here, man, let me show you a different way. Let me tell you about female nature. A man that's going through the family court system. Look here, man. Tell you what, man, this is the way you want to go about this. You know, may want to goddamn try to file for custody of your child or something. You know what I'm saying? Joint custody or something. Try to fight this shit. When a bitch say she pregnant, goddamn, if she decide to keep the child and shit, make sure you go get a motherfucking DNA test. Don't say she get all hysterical. You want a DNA test? Or you think I'm a hoe? You goddamn right. I think you're a whore, bitch. I think all of you whores. Guess what? I am going to get a motherfucking DNA test. I am going to protect myself. I'm not going to be out here providing for a child for 15 years that is not biologically mine. Bitch, you got me fucked up. You understand what I'm saying? Brothers need to protect themselves. We are the last line of defense. I heard one, I'm not going to speak on any names, but brother come out here talking about, manosphere, man. I'm going to tell you something. This is men first. I could consider myself a part of the manosphere or whatever you want to consider it, but I am men first. You rarely see me on anybody else's platform for real. And when I show up, you already know, most of y'all in here know I show up and I show out. It's to call a motherfucker out on their bullshit. And I haven't found a time that I was wrong yet. I find it kind of comical whenever I show up and show out on somebody else's platform, my subscriber count goes up. Because it's unscripted truth. And I call them right there on this fade. I'm not finna straddle the fence with you Negroes. I'm gonna tell you motherfuckers what it is. And when you behaving like hoes, I'm gonna call you a hoe. You're an auntie. Period. I'm not gonna use another man's platform or anything to boost my subscriber count and none of that bullshit. Me and Book been rocking forever. I'm probably the only person that in this manosphere that listen to every piece of content that he ever put out there. And we from the same state. And now, even though he's gotten his just due, how many times have you seen me go over there to his platform? How many times have I asked him for an exclusive or anything now that he's blowing up? Men move in silence, gentlemen. We will all move in silence. I show up on this, he tell you, go subscribe to me, but that's about as far as it's going to go. At some point, we will link up, but that's when we are both where we are supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? But until then, we shall support each other as brothers. That's what men do. Men encourage one another. We don't judge each other off our past discretions or anything that we've been through, especially when you're making steps to change your life. This is why many of you are here, because you know that there's a better way. That's why you are here. And I salute you all. In closing, shout out to Willie Beeman. I see Church on Chrome. Man, I've missed some super chats in this motherfucker, man. I apologize. I ain't gonna say I'm sorry, because as a man, I'm not a sorry ass man, but cool gents. Y'all go subscribe. Much respect to you, GMB. May the Most High continue to bless you. Salute you, my brother. Y'all go subscribe to Cool Gent, man. Cool Gent is doing his thing over there, man. He's building Red the Barber Beefcake, like I like to call him, because he over that bitch hitting that iron. And I'm in that bitch too, dog. He says, salute GMB. Always bring a message of logic and principles. Hashtag men first. My dog. I got to play catch up. And Church on Chrome with the 5-piece dope live stream. Peace Kings, learn from your mistakes with treacherous women. Learn from your mistakes and everything. Everything is an example of exactly what you don't need in your life, gentlemen. Brian Hornet doubling up on us again, man. Brian Hornet is one of my favorite people in these spaces. Brian Hornet said, with the 10 pieces, said, the Most High, thank the Most High that DOC BOA convinced you to make a new channel. Absolutely. Your content, as well as others, has helped me through a dark period of heartbreak in my life. You're really saving lives. That is why I'm here. Alice Jackson, 10 piece. Alice, stop trying to sneak up in here, dog. Beard gang. Hit him with the, hey, Alice. One of these days, you just got to pop in this bitch and rub that beard, G. You know what I'm saying? And of course, Alice is a family member of the Mod Squad. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Oh, shit. Hold on. My bad, dog. Man, I'm so busy going in, man. I ain't even really reading the chat for real. But I appreciate everybody for being here tonight. If y'all want me to come back tomorrow, I will. You know, I only have like a 2-week window to do live streams. That's why I don't do a lot of content in between these 2 weeks. I pretty much do the live streams, man. It's much love to everybody, man. This has been a classic. What they have on ESPN Instant Classics. This has definitely been a classic, man. And normally, man, I'm rocking it out by myself. Maybe next time Angry Man had agreed to come through, man, but I ain't never see him. But it's all good. He's one of the other brothers that's one of the last lines of defense. We will always rock together, man. Even if I have to rock out alone, man. If you come in this world alone, you're going to leave here alone, even if you're a twin. True 2 with the 5-piece salute, GMB, a motherfucking G. You my dog, bro. Salute to you, True 2, man. We done chopped it up on the phones. I tell you, man, I don't forget nothing. Famous. With the 5-piece salute, brothers. Recently put my ex on ice and was wondering how to move and act around my ex since we both working together. Continue to put her ass on ice, ignore her, make it seem like you don't even see her motherfucking ass. Look straight through her. Work together. Is she your supervisor? If she your supervisor, then you might need to consider moving to another job. But other than that, ignore her motherfucking ass. It doesn't affect your motherfucking the way you move. Forget she exists. Look right through her ass. Matter of fact, goddamn, I would encourage to go to a whole nother department and all the other bullshit. That's the thing about it. I tell brothers all the time, don't shit where you eat now. Don't shit where you eat. Don't deal with no motherfucker that's working where you working at. Don't shit where you eat. It's only gonna cause problems. You know what I'm saying? And when you're just gonna get to the point where you were ignoring her so damn much that you forget she exists, then she'll go to HR and other people saying you harassing her and all kind of dumbass shit. And they're gonna definitely take the woman's side. That's a part of the fucking gynocentric cesspool that we live in. They're gonna always take her side. So I would be filling out applications to go other places. All the while still working there. Don't shit where you eat. That is a pitfall of shitting where you eat. They're gonna always believe her. Oh, he this, that, and now fuck that. My boss knows we used to work together. Well, continue to ignore her motherfucking ass. Forget she exists. Look, when you see her ass, act like you don't see her ass. I always tell brothers, pretend these people are dead. No following on social media, no conversation whatsoever. No responding to any text messages or phone calls. Let the motherfuckers suffer over there. These people are an example of what you don't need in your life, as many people are, especially females. Okay. And I'm saying, as soon as she gives that boss some information and say, going to play in the fucking victim role, then you can look for it. They're gonna be gunning for you. Trust me. Best to goddamn get it. If you can transfer it to another department or something like that, do it as quickly as possible, because once you start ignoring her, her ego will be bruised, and she is going to fucking find different ways to make it hard on you simply because you're ignoring her. Striving with the 10-piece. Can you do some content for brothers about what job strags like to take if they do work? Oh yeah, Uncle Will Earl got the night off. Yeah, man. I ain't gonna do Uncle Will Earl, man. But I tell you what, brother, I will be back tomorrow. I come back tomorrow, Uncle Will Earl will be here. You know what I'm saying? And we will rock it out like that. I told you guys I had a series of live streams. This is the third one. I actually had 5, but tomorrow will be the next one, and then I'll probably do some content in between, man. And then after tomorrow, it may be Thursday before I do another live stream, man. But y'all stay tuned. Definitely stay tuned, man. I'm gonna try to convince Book to come through, man. Just slide through and get y'all brothers some game, man. You know what I'm saying? Just for shits and giggles. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And I appreciate y'all, brothers, man. I'm not gonna hold y'all too much, man. I am impressed that a lot of y'all are still here, because there's a lot of people going live right now. And you know how that shit normally goes. And everybody beefing with each other. Everybody got a problem with, as long as you sticking to what's necessary. And we need each other. Don't get it twisted, brothers. A lot of the shit that I talk about is therapy for myself and brothers that I work with. A lot of the brothers that I work with actually come up here and be reading a lot. And I've walked up on brothers that I work with, looking at my content and reading the live stream. They look at y'all chat, man. They be wanting to see what y'all talking about. Young brothers, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. It really is. But it's a direct reflection of what brothers need and what is necessary. So I salute you, brothers. I ain't gonna take up too much of your time. We will be back tomorrow night in this motherfucker. I want you brothers to continue to take care of yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, and financially. Until tomorrow, appreciate y'all for coming through. Much love. Peace.